Little Caesar salad. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get him in here. Let's get him in here.
Full
Packed
house.
house.
Oh,
Yep.
they're ready to come in. It's hot outside.
No Danny Tanner.
Yeah. Close them doors.
it's-
Yeah.
I'm about to
Let
say,
the AC
come on
out.
now.
You
All my
know,
good AC out.
Let it
Flies
out now.
in.
we
Shit.
keeping
Sit
it on
down.
75.
Gonna burn up the
Sit
motor
down.
now.
Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. It's another Me and D production. Welcome to Outside the NBA. I'm your host, David Johnson, along with
Dave Jr. was happening.
AM and the PM. Dre in the house. Let's
Dre
go.
in the house.
Dre in the house.
Happy
All
to be
right,
here.
along with
Long
T
time.
Page
Happy to
was
be
good.
What's good,
T-Peasy.
what's
T
good.
Peasy.
He in the
Yes,
Walk it
building.
like you're talking. He's
Walk-
not with us tonight, but we will hold it down for him. NBA Finals came to a conclusion last night.
Man.
Game 7. I thought it was a phenomenal NBA Finals series.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the OKC Thunder.
Yep.
D, what would you remember the most about the series?
Dang, what I remember the most? Man,
Mhm.
that's a good question. Most recently on my mind is just that Tyrese Halliburton injury going down in that game 7.
Right.
I think that was a memorable moment that just like after that, Indiana tried to, but most memorable, I would say that, and just the emergence of new stars. The
Mhm.
emergence of new stars. Man, it's a new league now.
Drake?
Yeah, I know that Dave took. I was gonna say the Halliburton just as of late. That one's so sad for real because you didn't want to see him go down like that. He was giving it his all. It had been bothering him the whole series, and then in Game 6, they whooped him so bad to where he was able to get a little bit of rest. So you thought that would have helped as well. But what Dave said, just seeing these two small market teams being able to put out a full roster, basically go down the whole depth chart
Mhm.
essentially, and the games were.
Competitive.
Competitive and like adrenaline packed without just having just one designated superstar. Granted, SGA is a superstar, of course, but they were saying that Halliburton's overrated and stuff. But I would say those two things. We like we said, we called it in 6. I thought they was going to be able to get it done, but they wound up being able to get it in 7.
Trey?
I don't know about the biggest takeaway, but the fact that Chet Holmgren disappeared for most of the series is pretty disappointing to me. I thought that he would perform better. I thought he should have performed better, and I thought it just established that Jalen Williams is the second best player in that team instead of him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
He was
that
giving
was
more
definitely a
defensive
big
Edwards.
takeaway. He's definitely the Batman to SGA's, or he's Robin to SGA's Batman, should I say.
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
And the way he emerged and took over, and then even last night when he struggled, he knew he had to continue to try to find his game, and he finally found it. And then that's when they started to pull away, and then the other role players hit big shots, and
Yeah.
it was a wrap. For me, I guess the thing that the biggest takeaway for me was how SGA established early in the game
Mhm.
that you won't beat me without a fight. He was doing everything. His mid-range, he's driving to the basket, he was drawing fouls, he was hitting the threes. It took a couple threes. I know he missed at least one or two, but he hit a couple clutch ones too in that fourth quarter.
Mhm.
The thing I didn't like about the game 7 was just so many peaks and valleys in that fourth quarter. It was just very sloppy and very choppy. It was just
Sloppy and
they
choppy.
sloppy and choppy. it didn't flow well like the rest of the game. And I know it was because
Restaurant.
too they were fouling and they were trying to make something happen and couldn't make anything happen. And I know Rick Carlisle, every time there would be a run, he'd call a timeout.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple
He
challenges
was
in that
he
mix.
was getting frustrated on a couple of those.
Oh, yeah, you
calls.
saw the
I'm about to say,
frustration.
he's like, "What's
like,
going
man,
on?" He's ready to cut
Can you cut the
somebody out.
malarkey?
Yeah,
Right.
literally.
You know,
The bull harky.
They lost focus without Halliburton. That's the general. They were out the general.
man, yeah, you saw your leader just go down,
Yeah.
especially when he started off the game hot as well. Tyrese
Yeah,
Halliburton
he
was starting
did.
off the game hot. What
Quick
Yeah.
9 points.
9
Quick
points
9
in
points.
7 minutes.
keep going.
3
so
for
you-
4 from 3. Like
the tempo was there.
they
like
were
that's
deep,
what was
too.
Yeah.
demoralizing to me because it's like it was on pace to be a great game. And shout out to the Pacers for even leading at halftime by
Right.
1 point. I'm like, oh, this second half is about to go crazy. But at that point, we already have found out that Tyrese Halliburton, but it gave you a little bit of, okay, Indiana can still ask out something.
The problem is that that Neesmith and freaking and Miles Turner were a shell of themselves. They didn't show up.
Yeah,
How are you gonna score
I don't know.
3 points, Neesmith, when you scored damn near 20 points?
And they
Siakam
disappeared.
disappeared as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
Siakam disappeared. It was supposed to be Halliburton's night. He was supposed to carry the torch that night. Like it was already SGA was going to carry it for OKC, and Tyrese Halliburton was going to carry it for Indiana, and it was going to be a back and forth. Like you do,
Till
boom,
somebody just gave up.
It was about to be a heavyweight fight. Like you shoot. That was going to be the game to go in overtime. That was going to be the game.
Whichever corner,
like you said, it was going to be an instant classic.
It was going to be an instant classic, and then when he went down, that just messed up the whole script.
Yeah, it took the morale.
I said, damn.
That's what Obi Toppin said. He was like, he felt like he couldn't even play. Which he didn't even. 0 for 4, no points. You might have.
We saw. Yeah, you definitely. It seemed like you couldn't play. Like, damn, bro.
21.
I think
someone got to step up.
The worst thing that could have happened to Indiana is that there was a halftime. Just because they had time to go back and see Halliburton in the locker room.
Yeah,
that's true. You know, he's struggling.
He's in a boot.
He's in pain.
Right.
He's in a boot.
That brought
get
the all
word.
down.
Papa Halliburton talking like he's on crack and stuff because he's so frustrated.
He on his little 4th pint of Henny. Why don't you just buy the bottle?
Yeah, you should have just bought the fit. What the hell?
Right.
About 6 half pints.
Yeah, you knew it was bad when he left the stands and he was in the locker room. Yeah, this man he's seriously injured.
Yeah, he was.
But it was a shame it came to that.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say it was crazy because I guess he was the one that broke the news because they didn't even tell it from the staff. They were like, Tyrese's dad came out and said it was the lower leg injury on the right leg. And
they weren't even talking about it this afternoon. I'll just say early morning. On McAfee, they weren't really saying it. Big Perk was on McAfee.
Yeah.
And they still refused to say they assumed it was, but it wasn't.
Because you saw. I want to say just from the video and stuff. You got it.
I knew it was the way he was banging on the court.
Yeah,
I'm like that's exactly what it is. If it was a regular calf injury, he wouldn't have been so bummed out. But he's like, not only am I not going to be in this game, my whole next season is lost. Everything that he was working.
Did he have that wrap on Game 6 or something? Because he had it like. I wonder if he didn't have that wrap on. It looked like he had a leg sleeve on, but I want to say the previous game he had some type of compression that maybe could have aided it previously.
What's actually going on with all these torn Achilles, man? We're just seeing torn Achilles out the woodwork.
Yeah,
like for
Jay
real.
Will said it's the pace of the game.
Yeah,
because everybody's just running, racing.
It is
140,
it is
140 point
pace.
games. He said the pace, the bodies aren't able to keep up with it. He
might
be
right.
More time to rest.
It's that hardwood flow too, man. I'm telling you, cutting on that stuff, man, takes a toll on your body. Like
every other game, they got
and then you're playing all the way
games. Like,
yes, plus playoffs,
plus the playoffs,
the travel, the flights,
the series. Like you're not really getting proper rest.
Playing at like elevation or something. Yeah,
but that is crazy though. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it was the same thing that happened to KD. He had a calf strain, and then. Because they were, I heard this.
That happened to Tatum.
Yeah.
Dame. It starts with a lower calf.
Why Curry didn't play.
I'm going to say with the hamstring.
That's why Curry just sat out.
Right. But
his was a hammy, though.
Yeah, it was
a hamstring.
It was a hammy.
His was a hamstring.
Hammy and cheese.
But I think he knew that if he would have played or tried,
could have
it'd have been worse.
Else.
Yeah,
right.
And something that's going to linger into the
like
season.
you said, like their whole season might be it's affected as of next year.
Indiana's done. That's also another discussion. Who's going to emerge? Because you got Tatum gone from the Celtics. You got Halliburton away from Indiana, and then I guess Dame's hurt from Milwaukee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Magic got Desmond Bain.
And they say that's one reason that Giannis is going to ask for a trade, but he's waiting to see what happens.
Out too.
This would have been,
and he doesn't want to go to the West. He wants to stay in the East because the East is wide open.
Yeah, it is wide.
It is Cleveland and
wide open.
New York. If I was him, I'd try to go to Detroit. If I was Giannis, I'd go to Detroit.
With Cade Cunningham,
right there.
He cold.
Nice coach. They got a good coach too.
They got a good coach. They got a
still a
good
poppin'
nucleus.
city.
Just hop over Lake Michigan.
I can see Giannis in Detroit. Then that would bring
Boom.
Detroit back.
Over.
It would. It would.
To the
and
forefront.
They got the pieces to put around them.
Even
the Knicks, if they stay.
See, that's what I was just about to say.
The Knicks is
whatever coach, if you can get a coach there, this is your time to shine, New York. Like, you got so close this year.
How was that? We still don't know who the coach is going to be. We're about to have the draft in 2 days.
That's the problem.
If they would have kept Thibodeau, they probably would be like finals favorites.
I think if Thibodeau had still been there, KD was going to New York.
That could also be too.
I think so. We know Ime Udoka pulled him to Houston. He wasn't going anywhere where he was going to have conflict with the head coach. KD don't like conflict.
They say he's pretty close or pretty tight with Udoka, and he just got his extension. So he's like, I got this later on, and we'll come back to the trade. But going back to the game, and we'll keep staying with that theme while we're in it. TJ McConnell, he almost tried to be the MVP.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like,
the great white hope.
Remember, I told you all going into Game 5, he was a Game 5 or 6. I said he was the MVP of the series.
That's what I was going to mention him on the first segment. Like you said, you don't have to be that crazy 6'8", 6'6". You can be the 6'1" gritty player, role player, and still have a good effect on the game.
Yeah, but he's a PE All-American. I'm telling you,
and how dynamic he is, being able to play two ways, and he has a good shot on him too, mid range, deep threat. And like that's what you need, but. You know, honestly, a team would probably want him just based on
he boosted his stock for sure.
They just extended him. I think
I'm about to say, like, the way he
coming
played.
into the season. But they were saying he's very underpaid. He's only, and I say only, he's only making $11 million. Per season.
He boosted his stock to at least 15.
He should be 15 or 20, but
that's what I'm saying. Just
closer
off of
to 20 million.
Performance,
just off of that.
Yeah, like 17.5. Now if they probably would have won. He definitely probably would have been in that 20 million range. Close to 19.
He would have had to dip for real because they couldn't afford him at that point.
He couldn't have played in the 80s or 90s because there's no way he'd have came in that paint that many times.
That many times without catching an elbow from some bro.
I can't wait. I'm like, when is somebody gonna body him up? Just a hard check foul.
Yeah.
Just say, hey man,
just be like,
coming in here.
Yeah, like you want to keep coming in the lane. I got 4 more fouls.
Kept letting him come in there, and he kept making baskets.
That would have been Hardenstein's job, but somebody should have.
Holmgren got a few blocks off him. Holmgren did, so that's why.
He did. He did late, but he scored way too many points to keep them in it. Think if they didn't have him going, they went 12 minutes.
It would have got
I think it was 12 minutes without anybody else.
Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. I'm telling you, for real. But yeah, TJ McConnell, man, like you said, a gym rat. He's the one getting 50 in a pickup game.
Yeah.
Like, damn, who is this dude? He out here getting buckets.
And everybody's mad because they don't want to guard him.
Yeah,
he the last one that got picked.
Because he's running up and down. It's like, dude,
running up and down.
Up and down the court. Like, bro, chill out.
It's like,
hold up, man. It's just a pickup game.
We playing tips.
Yeah.
We playing bucket.
That's funny.
Damn.
Well, there's some sports analysts that have been saying that they should go back to the format of the first couple series just be 5 games and then save 7 games for the last couple series. How y'all feel?
It is a lot. It is a lot of games.
I like that.
It makes more sense.
Yeah,
especially the wear and tear on the players' bodies for sure.
I
definitely like it more than 3.
Yeah,
but 5 would be perfect.
Yeah. 5, especially like you said, the playing games too need to be 5. Like you don't need no 7-game series or. Oh no, it's just a 1 game. I meant to say, but
playing is what 2 or 3. I think once you get in there,
right? Yeah. You play in the play-in and
travel and just you only get a day in between each game.
Yeah,
that's not enough. I don't know. I feel like they need to restructure the playoff format a little bit.
I agree because there was sometimes we had too much time in between.
That's what I'm about to say.
And then in the finals, it seemed like it wasn't enough at times. I'm like, why are they going 1 day in between
3 games?
Then they start stretching it out towards the end of it. I'm like, well, damn. I guess that's TV though. You know what the networks
depending on
negotiated.
What is dropped on there. Another little popular that's going to take the eyes away. You want to be the focal
1 point. SGA does something no other player had done in 25 seasons.
Canada
won the scoring title, the regular season MVP, and the finals MVP. But people keep leaving out the fact that he also was the Western Conference.
I mean,
the Western Conference MVP too.
Finals
like
MVP. Yeah. So that's huge.
That's just a new reward
with a championship.
New award in the last 3 years. Tatum won the first one, but
right.
Yeah, and I say, fellas, buckle up. And I'm not talking about so much dynasties, but the way Sam Presti knows how to build a team, he's with San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
He built them in 2003, 2005, 2007.
Damn.
This team's going to be around for a while.
If they can keep that team around, which I feel like they can, even if maybe some of the bench players might go, but if you can keep that core, Chet, Jalen, SGA,
Mm-hmm.
kind of keep some of those pieces around, keep Caruso.
Wiggins, I would keep
Wiggins.
Wiggins.
You need that. You need them twin towers, though. That was a huge factor for them. So
Yeah, Stein too as well.
You want
Hardenstein,
even
yeah.
if you get rid of Hardenstein, you got to bring another.
Yeah, because that
deep,
philosophy
tall-
looked like it definitely worked.
Yeah, big.
Especially
They kept
defensively.
calling for it. Yep.
Yep.
They didn't do. They waited too late, in my opinion, to go to it.
Stretch
But
five.
They
once
can
they
do
did
some,
it,
they
it
can
was
do
working.
something for real, especially because they went through some teams. Now, granted, it was funny that a lot of the teams they faced, the main scorer went down or whatever like that, but they were still at Denver, Minnesota. I mean, some of the teams
they beat Memphis.
Some
started
of the teams
off,
they
yeah.
faced, they were going through some teams and had to play some real basketball weight, and they haven't been there before.
Mhm.
So like they were gaining experience as it was happening. It's not we've been
on
here
the
before.
job training.
It's on the job training. You're learning, and they handle it.
Seriously.
And they dropped that game 1 against
Mhm.
Indiana,
I know,
so they
that,
could have
man.
got it in 6 if they just would have just won that game, which they could have, but they let them walk them down. But they did learn from that.
Yep.
It didn't end up biting them in the end. Those players are very young. The coach is young.
They're the youngest team since '77.
Wow.
I think they still
Portland
got some bread to
Trailblazers.
play with. I feel like
They
can
do.
everyone can be happy, and I feel like they're unselfish to where you never know. Maybe down the line something might happen, but I feel like right now, let's stay together. Let's keep running up these championships. We don't care about I'll take less money if it means signing so and so. Like, let's keep running up these ships. Let's keep going to these finals while we're young now,
Yeah.
and we can do it.
Well, Presti has a history of doing that, and he talked Tim Duncan in the stand, and he could have left San Antonio. Ginobili, Parker when he came.
Manu.
So yeah, it's that culture that they build, or he knows how to build, and you keep that core together.
Man,
All you got to do is just keep the role players. They say they still have a lot of picks that they can use for trade bait, and they're going to let some of the older, not so much of the older players, but the role players go get a bag somewhere else now that they got their ring.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You let them go ahead and get their money now that they have a ring. But if I were them, I'd be like, man, I'll take less money to stay here because I'm still going to make millions.
I'm still making millions, and I can get another
millions.
ship. Like,
Exactly.
come
And be
on
a
now.
part
For
of
real,
something
like,
special.
Does Alex Caruso want to stay, or does he want to just go? And
I bet you he wants to stay.
I'm staying.
He
Yeah.
played for
I'm
Dagno in the G
staying.
League.
And
So,
you,
yeah,
and
you're
you.
not going to do much better than what he's doing.
That's true.
No.
It's too.
I mean,
like,
unless
why,
it's
why
just
jump ship
strictly-
now? Don't pull a Tyreek Hill.
If I'm young and I'm a player and I'm in that thing, let me run up these ships real quick. Let me run these up while I can, because
Yeah.
it is. We talked about this before. It is so hard
Hella
to
difficult.
get to a title, to get to a finals. Everything has to go right. They literally had to have players drop for them to keep advancing.
Product
for them to
placement.
product placement. So some of these get out your mama's basement. But they had to have everything go right. So I'm gonna run it up, and then later on, you do what Clay just did. Okay, I won 4 championships. I'm older now. Let me go chase the bag over here. But
He only
didn't really-
left because his
he only-
feelings were hurt.
yeah, he only left because his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far as maybe not the money side, but just him just
Mhm.
exploring different options as far
Right.
as going to a different team. But
I bet
I
you
mean, I
he
said
wishes he
stay.
had stayed now. Just
Yeah,
you
he
never
does.
know. He probably does, but if it works out, if Kyrie comes back healthy, AD, Cooper Flag, maybe a year or two down the road, if he's still available there, you never know.
Yeah,
They just got to develop, but maybe right now, he probably wish he would have stayed. But
he's
hey,
probably a little
you gotta
frustrated by it, but
you gotta ain't nothing you can
moving
do now.
on. Kevin Durant got his wish. That was part of the big news prior to Game 7. He was traded. Well, I guess they announced that he will be traded. I don't think you can officially do it to July the 1st, but he'll be traded to Houston for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a first-round pick this year, and 5 second-round picks. Incoming salary for Houston, $54.7 million is Durant's contract for next year.
okay.
And then the combination of Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks for Phoenix is $55.5 million. So a little less than $1 million between the two contracts, which tells me Phoenix is not done yet. They'll probably get rid of one or two of those players, send them somewhere else. I think they wanted to totally rebuild, and only person that's not tradable is Bradley Beal.
I know. I've been seeing somewhere. I don't know if it was on
no
Reddit.
trade
Brad
clause.
Bills, I'll say when I want to.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna let you know.
I'm
when
gonna
it's
let
time
you
to
know
go.
when it's time to roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the last one to turn the lights.
Which is
out.
smart though. I do the same
For
thing.
sure. I seen somewhere where he said he's like, man, my family, we love it here in Phoenix. We don't want to leave. But then, like everywhere else I've been seeing, it's like Phoenix may try to find an option of where they can trade him to. So
they can't, not with a no trade clause.
He definitely has to prove it, but we'll see. Like
unless they send him to OKC or, unless they send him to a contender.
That's true.
They're definitely not going to a contender. Phoenix.
Right. You ain't gonna send me nowhere. I'm just yeah. But as far as the trade goes, is that enough? Like.
So here's a projected starting five. You got KD, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun,
okay,
Amen Thompson, and Fred VanVleet.
That's
your
not bad.
Starting five.
That's not bad.
They finished second this past season. My prediction is they won't finish that high this season, even with the addition of KD.
I think they're going to regress. Now, I think they might go further in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of teams coming back with chemistry. OKC, Denver, Minnesota.
Denver needs another piece, and then Minnesota also needs another piece. That's what I was going to say. They're going to have to figure out what they need to do in the offseason. Of course, Murray, he's going to come back and rehab, but Edwards can't do it by himself.
No, he definitely needs some help.
He needs some help.
I think they got a nice young squad. I think he's going to complement them, but at the same time, I just don't see them overtaking OKC.
No.
Who's going to be the
that happening?
They might not even take over us if we figure out make a push.
For real.
So your number two, who would be would KD be the number one scorer or number two scorer? We have Sengun, probably the number one or two.
Yeah. I think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be easy KD. Buckets and versatile.
What about Amen Thomas?
He's going to be a good 15.
Coming off the bench.
He's
20.
He's starting.
Then they say they got Reed Shepherd as the backup point guard. I'm trying to think who else was on that team.
I guess if Van
played some. Yeah. See, that's the thing. VanVleet's going to be.
He'll definitely have to just boost his game just a little bit more. I'm just,
he'll shoot more threes. It's a good team. Yeah. It's better.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good team.
You got a bona fide scorer that you can depend on. Because in the playoffs, Jalen Green was hit and miss. And that's when they started saying,
regular season,
he needs to go. Yeah, regular season, he was real nice.
Yeah, that's why they were frustrated with him. Maybe it's because freaking Drea Michelle was freaking getting on his nerves. He couldn't focus.
Plus, he just had the baby too. So
probably had too much lemon pepper on his fingers from all the wings. You know how many times the commercials didn't see them? They was playing them commercials back to back to back after they got eliminated.
And that damn Dante,
he had to run it up.
Oh yeah,
Vincenzo with
Dante,
Brunson,
and they throw him the hat.
Catch. I got so sick of seeing that damn commercial.
As soon as they got eliminated, you ain't see it one time.
Man,
I'm like, dang,
that's hilarious.
Hey Dante, catch.
They did do him dirty though, but it's funny now that how
shipped him off like the redheaded stepchild.
For real though. He was hurt by that, boy.
Some nice commercials post game. SGA. He had some great product placement too. Those gold Converse.
Yeah, those were tough.
Tough. They look like they actually really are comfortable as far as like the material and the cushion.
He put them around his neck immediately. I got the gold championship.
With the gold championship with it was fly. Now people was going at them championship hats though.
Yeah.
Do you see it? I saw that on Twitter, or X or whatever.
They
was going.
They said they just they didn't look like they was new era. It looked like they just. I mean, they said
just a basic hat with a patch.
They came from Fanatics. they probably was mad. They got Mark Rubin.
If it's Fanatics, they won't see him for a few years.
They ordered them. They had to order them in 2019 for
2024. We ordered these back. These were on back order for 6 years.
Right. It'd be a whole new championship by the time you get the hat.
Yeah, it was just a plain black hat, and it just had like the patch, and it said champions on them. Yeah.
Had the
But
rope on the
they were
front.
comparing other like championship hats when it's a lot I saw was just like the '90s hats when it was like very like
Snapback.
loud, had a lot of logos, champions, you had your emblem, this one's just more of like just
The Larry
it was just
O'Brien
plain.
on there.
Just
NBA.
It's a plain little hat.
Yeah, it was just a plain little hat, but
it's like
they say
rushed
the sporting goods stores sold out quite a bit in OKC. They sold quite a few shirts and memorabilia, and they're trying to get restocked.
I'm sure they go crazy. That's like they don't have much to cheer about down there.
And the parade is tomorrow. They're not wasting any time. I guess we got the draft on Wednesday, Thursday. When are we gonna have time for a parade? I guess they could do it on Friday, but they're gonna have everything wrapped up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, they say go ahead, get it wrapped up.
So then you get the new draftees. I know they got I forgot which picks, but I swear they got a first round, don't they?
They got a first round pick, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you want to get the new draftees
another first round.
Get them to the facility quick, show them that trophy. So SGA, you know, he gonna camaraderie. You gonna bring them over to the crib, cook some bratwurst up.
You're going to the crib. We're gonna watch Tulsa King. I'll let you know.
Eat some Canadian bacon.
Man. Play some Drake
with some
music.
maple syrup. Yeah. I'll get Drake to come by, like you said.
Right. Honestly, for real. Shoot. Also talking about that Paul George trade when they got SGA and all those first round picks. They were saying OKC fans tell Paul George thank you because that trade set everything up in place, and they're still eating off some first round.
They said that SGA was the final piece that they had to have in the trade. And Presti said, if we do this, I need him coming back. So
whoever
think about that.
Yeah, that's forecasting.
That's
scouting. I'm about to say,
that person knows some basketball.
You looking down the road. That's the problem. So many teams look like right now. What I need to do, you need to be looking so far ahead. Like that's what happened with Phoenix. They look so much right now that they didn't.
They right now.
Yeah,
and they don't let nothing develop.
The farm though. Yeah. You gave away everything to get KD, and 2 years later,
he's you in that. It's still
that's what I'm saying. Like.
To 2031, they said. It's like it's ridiculous.
And New York did the same thing. Why would you give away all those first round draft picks
for Mikal
Bridges? That makes no sense. I'm still not understanding that.
They tripping on that one.
Yeah.
And Orlando, they might have an open window in the East. You gave away quite a few picks for Desmond Bane. I'm still not understanding that one.
I know.
I get second round picks. You know that
I just wouldn't have gave up so much for him.
I wouldn't have gave up. Yeah. Right. Speaking of Paul George, he helped both teams out. Remember, he left Indiana, and they got a nice haul. That's how they got Halliburton.
Damn, yeah. Paul George helping everybody.
He's helping
everyone else get to the finals, but himself.
But besides him and the team that he needs to be helping,
you helping everybody else out.
Hey, Paul, where would you like to go next?
Miami.
And then just study.
And then the next year.
Study that. Yeah, just study that
Finally,
team.
the 76ers win a championship.
Win a championship as soon as they leave. Boy.
I heard a fact. It was like it's only been 19 game sevens in the finals since the start of the NBA. I thought that was pretty shocking.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to set up.
A lot of seasons. But I was just happy, like he said, we had the two small market teams. They were both going to be making history for the organization. OKC, of course, moving from the Supersonics. Indiana, they have never won in the NBA. They said they won in the ABA, but shit, nobody's focused on that.
I think so. I think like my last little overall thoughts for the season. I thought it was a great playoffs. I thought it was a great season. I don't think basketball's in that bad of shape as far as
what they make it out to be.
What they make it out to be.
Horrible.
And a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, this was just not entertaining finals to watch," and there's nothing like. If you like watching basketball, you're a basketball purist. If you actually like to watch, man, we saw some really good basketball and we saw some superstars emerge just from every team, and I think there's a lot more new storylines. I think we're looking for like the old storylines with players, nostalgia players like Bron and Curry,
Kobe,
KD, and we want to see the storylines for them. But we just saw emergence of just so many just new superstars who put their name on the forefront, and we're looking to the future of the NBA right here. We're going to see a lot more with no barring any more injuries. And we'll see if Jason Tatum come back and see how he can bounce back for them. We'll see if Jalen Brunson and them can finally get the Knicks over the
Cleveland can
hump.
get
You know
over
what I'm
the
saying?
hump.
Can Cleveland actually they have a good regular
This is
season.
their window, yeah.
Right, this is their window too. Can SGA and that team stay together and
Is the Bane
and
edition
build a
gonna
dynasty?
be great, or is it gonna be a flop?
New coaches as well. We're seeing new coaches emerge too. So
Mhm.
I think basketball is in good shape going on. They can't do nothing about the All-Star game.
I was about
think
to say
that's
they
just
switching the format with that, like you said, the
they're
international.
trying with that USA
Yeah,
and the world versus.
And that'd be nice for
and
a
I think
year or
that's gonna be
two.
good. Yeah, but after a while, I
that's
think it's
gonna
gonna
play out.
That's
You're
gonna
get
yeah, it's
get
gonna
tired.
old.
play out
Yeah.
after a while. But I think basketball's in good hands. I think we're okay.
Just can't
I
let the
totally agree. I think we talked about it even it was around December, January, and we were like, what's wrong with the NBA? But the NBA bounced back. The
Playoffs made it
the
cracking.
end of the season was nice. And just to see the teams that were fighting, especially in the West, because they were all bunched up together, who was going to have to go through the play-in round.
Yeah.
Then when you got that out of the way, you had some nice series, and even teams that got knocked out played well. And yeah, D, I totally agree with you. Like I said, I've watched this series a lot closer than anyone other than when the Warriors are involved in it. Obviously, I'm watching that, but for not to have a dog in the fight, I thought it was a great series.
Mhm.
And it was tune in every game. Yeah, definitely in great hands. And we're going to see some new people. I was happy just to see McConnell. I didn't know he'd been in the league. Bounced around, journeyman.
Yeah, that was a good storyline right there. You was
Nice
rooting for him,
storyline
like
right there.
Yeah, that was, man. That was,
and they showed.
I was gonna say that's phenomenal. They said his dad had. They always show his dad. He was coaching them up. Now him and his sister both in the league. She's in the WNBA.
Oh, that's what's up. They come from a basketball family.
Yeah, that was really
he was
awesome.
crushed. They showed a video of him. His mom was just holding him up.
She was cussing out the cameras.
Yeah, she was like, stop the camera. And that just shows you, like...
Yeah, he was really invested in it.
He was.
Yeah, he left it all out on the court right there. He didn't have nothing left. It's sad for him, but I'm happy that he's getting...
some notoriety.
Yeah, some people know what it is.
And that's what I really wished Mac McClung actually got. And I know that it's out of left field. Yeah, he kills it when it comes to the dunking contest. But you wanted to see him.
It's like, bro, give him a shot.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he really that? Can he shoot? We got to see. Can we just see him in a game? Because they say he be
we've never
balling
really we hadn't seen him.
That's what I'm saying.
In the G League, they say.
Yeah, he was the G League MVP last year. He's obviously got a little bit.
That's
of
at least some.
A six-man, like way down.
It should be him versus Bronny. Whoever wins gets that spot.
Gets the contract.
Hey, that's something to bring about. We play for contracts. You like the 12th man on there. You got a G leaguer.
Yep.
Hey, we do it. Hey, we do this on the off season,
like
right
a Drew
before,
league,
like camp start.
like a NBA Drew league.
Make it like a
contract versus contract.
Yep.
You win, you take your contract.
Like the UFC,
you lose. Yeah, you lose.
Like
you go down.
That's
to the
like
G
real
league.
world versus road rules.
Hey, that adds a little entertainment value. Like,
exactly.
damn. Okay, Mac McClung, he didn't beat Bronny.
Yeah, and then
and you can call somebody out too. It's got to be like a bench player or something like that. Someone that like. But you can call out a bench player type deal.
And let HBO be the narrator.
To kind of document it too.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah.
King of the court.
24/7s.
What?
Yeah.
Man, that would be tough.
Hard Knocks.
Man.
Hold on. We might have came out of a show.
Yeah, we might have gave
Adam
him a
Silver.
free show.
We might gave him. Hold on, man. That might be a little.
Reality. That's what I was trying to make it a reality series. Yeah.
That would be tough.
That would be tough.
And they got so much representation for the
next
NFL.
NBA,
why can't they get into the
NBA superstar?
Right.
We
and
start seeing
like
the
a
G
competition.
League. Yeah, we start
NBA's 12th man. Something like that.
The 12th man
The
or something
12th
like
man.
that.
Call him
Yeah.
12th man.
And he gets a contract to be in the league. Like he goes to, you could do that. You could go through other G leaguers and then the prize at the end is you win a contract or a roster spot.
For the season, though.
For
you
the
get
season.
it for the
type
entire
of
season.
Not 10-day contract.
Yeah, that
they
way
won't
I
be
don't
like
have
for
to worry
every
about
team.
getting cut.
Yep.
Yeah, you do like participating teams or something like that.
Or you can show they got like the two-way contract where they play both the NBA and then
you earn a
go
two-way.
back. But
That'd be tough.
As long as you get your NBA salary and you're hooked up for the season.
Yeah.
That would be something to play for, though.
That would be tough.
And then you can root for players like a Mac McClung, or you got a TJ McConnell in the G League, or some of these.
Or you get to see those stories too.
Where they
learn about the players,
crying and shit.
where they came from.
Yep. had a hard background, and they finally made it here, and this is their one shot.
Yeah,
to
that would be
come on
kinda cool.
now.
Yeah.
Come
We
on
just
now.
developed a new show.
Hey,
New
let's
show.
go.
12th Man.
Cut us
Hey.
in, damn it.
Productions.
Somebody's gonna hear it and do it.
I'm swelling you. They got so much representation for everything else. I haven't seen anything the NBA. They're sleeping on that, man. That's a product right there.
That is a good project.
Man.
Damn, we might need to pitch that to somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
Just don't
because
don't let Netflix get it. I swear they'll fuck it up.
Yeah, it has to be HBO. It has to be that HBO.
If you go do it right,
like a Hard Knocks, there should be a basketball Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Damn,
something like that.
Damn, we might be onto something. Let's not even talk about it anymore.
And they talk about how because they think everything.
Seriously, yeah,
they think everything they have to do is
this
in
really
season.
could be a series.
Yeah. They think everything they have to do is in season. They need to get some stuff in the off season so people
that's what's going to give you some excitement going into the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keeps us entertained while we wait for the new season to
in-season
start.
tournament and shit. Nobody cares about that.
That ain't doing it. Yeah, that's not doing it.
No, not at all. All right, fellas, I'm going to wrap up with this. Who looks more like a character from Scooby-Doo? Adam Silver or Rick Carlisle?
Man.
Oh, man. Adam Silver.
They were saying Rick Carlisle looked like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle did look like Jim Carrey.
He did look a little bit like Jim Carrey.
Because it's the bald head, no facial hair.
But the way his clothes fit on him, too, looked like he take the mask off and like...
Whoa.
Coach Rick Carlisle.
It's like, whoa.
Adam Silver, he looked like somebody off of Invader Zim or something.
Yeah,
he's like The Walking Dead almost, don't he?
Boy, he looked crazy.
Man,
imagine you come in the house, you're like, oh shit, lights ain't on and it's hot. Next thing you know, Adam Silver's standing behind you and it's dark as hell. That'd be freaky.
It's like you don't know what gender or sex he is. You just it's like
he just looks like an alien in this
unison. Yeah, he's just like he everything.
Is he AI? Like
right. Yeah. I don't know, man. He definitely looks like he definitely looks like a character.
Yeah. He does. He looks like he could be on Scooby-Doo for real.
For real.
Everything he says, it always sounds right, and he is very intelligent, but he's
a smart man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, late night, you see him on the side of the street, you might scare your ass.
I'm not picking bro
I'm
up.
actually hopping on the other side of the street.
Right. I know what shot you missed last summer.
Man, off of Harry Potter. I feel like a teacher off of Harry Potter.
For real. That's hilarious.
All right, fellas. Good stuff, man. We had a good last few weeks. Prior to the playoffs, getting through the playoffs, and
got the draft coming up, of course.
We do have the draft coming up.
We do.
I don't know. We might do some follow-up, but yeah. We thank everybody for listening and watching and joining us for Outside the NBA.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
Peace.
Thanks for listening.